imagine a towering inferno, claiming lives and leaving hundreds homeless. That's the stark reality Hong Kong faced in what's being called the city's deadliest fire in recent memory. But what exactly happened, and could it have been prevented? Let's delve into the details of this tragic event. In a desperate and exhaustive search, Hong Kong firefighters meticulously combed through the charred remains of the high-rise Wang Fuk Court apartment complex in the Tai Po district, hoping against hope to find survivors. The scale of the tragedy is immense. At least 128 lives were lost in the blaze that erupted on Wednesday. Beyond the fatalities, dozens more sustained injuries, and approximately 900 of the complex's 4,800 residents were forced to evacuate, seeking refuge in temporary shelters. The scene was one of utter devastation. 7 of the 8 32-story towers that comprised the building complex were consumed by flames. The fire's rapid spread was fueled by construction materials and bamboo scaffolding used in ongoing renovations. Officials reported that the intense heat significantly hampered rescue operations, creating a perilous environment for both residents and first responders. This devastating fire surpassed the death toll of a 1996 blaze in a Kowloon commercial building, which claimed 41 lives. However, historical records indicate an even deadlier warehouse fire in 1948, where a staggering 176 people perished, according to the South China Morning Post. This recent tragedy serves as a grim reminder of the ever-present threat of fire in densely populated urban environments. But here's where it gets controversial. The investigation into the fire's origin is now underway, with officials focusing on the highly flammable construction materials, netting, and bamboo scaffolding that were being used to renovate the building's exterior. Secretary for Security Chris Tang revealed that initial findings suggest the fire ignited around the scaffolding net enveloping the lower floors of one tower. From there, it rapidly spread inwards, exacerbated by highly flammable plastic foam panels that had been fitted to the apartment windows. The purpose of these panels remains unclear, but authorities suspect they were installed by the construction company. Tang stated that the blaze ignited the foam panels, causing the glass to shatter and accelerate the fire's intensification and spread into the apartments. The falling, burning bamboo poles further contributed to the fire's propagation to other floors of the towers. High winds, officials previously noted, also played a significant role in the fire's rapid spread across multiple towers. To understand the context, it's important to know that approximately 1/3 of Hong Kong residents reside in government-subsidized housing. While Wang Fuk Court was privately owned, it was constructed in the 1980s as subsidized housing. Online real estate listings indicate that the apartments in the complex were relatively small, measuring around 40 to 45 square meters. A critical detail is that, like many mass-market housing units in Hong Kong, these apartments apparently lacked essential safety features such as smoke detectors and sprinkler systems. Furthermore, authorities reported that some of the fire alarms within the complex failed to activate during testing. Adding to the vulnerability, the buildings were constructed before revisions to Hong Kong's fire codes mandated fire refuge floors, designated areas within a building designed to provide temporary shelter for occupants during a fire. This absence meant residents had fewer options for escape and safety. Hong Kong's 7.5 million residents predominantly live in densely packed apartments, often crammed onto scarce flat land or precariously perched on the slopes of steep mountainsides. The close proximity of these high-rise buildings further amplifies the risk of fire spreading from one structure to another. The firefighting efforts faced significant challenges. The height of the buildings presented a major obstacle, as firefighters' ladders and hoses could only reach approximately halfway up the 32-story structures, about 53 meters, or just under 20 stories. This limitation severely hampered their ability to directly combat the flames and rescue residents trapped on the upper floors. High winds and extreme heat may have also prevented the use of aerial equipment such as helicopters, further restricting access to the upper levels of the burning buildings. Derek Armstrong Chan, a deputy director of Hong Kong's fire services, explained that the intense heat also deterred firefighters from entering the buildings to fight the blaze and rescue survivors, highlighting the immense danger faced by first responders. Despite the challenges, a total of 2,300 firefighters and medical personnel were involved in the operation. Tragically, 12 firefighters were among the dozens injured, underscoring the risks they faced while battling the blaze. In the aftermath, the city's anti-corruption agency arrested 8 individuals involved in the tower's renovation, including scaffolding subcontractors, directors of an engineering consultant company, and project managers overseeing the renovation. These arrests suggest potential negligence or misconduct may have contributed to the tragedy. Prior to this, police arrested 3 people also connected to the renovation on suspicion of manslaughter. Hong Kong leader John Lee has announced that the government will establish a task force to investigate the fire, and the case will be submitted to the coroner's court, which conducts inquiries into the causes and circumstances of certain deaths. Lee also stated that the government plans to inspect all housing estates undergoing major repairs to review the safety of scaffolding and construction materials, aiming to prevent similar tragedies in the future. For the hundreds of survivors who were evacuated or were outside the buildings when the fire started, temporary shelters have been established, including a nearby school. Workers and volunteers are providing essential supplies such as bottled water, food, and other necessities to those displaced by the fire. Officials have announced that affected residents will receive approximately 60,000 Hong Kong dollars, 13,441 New Zealand dollars, in financial assistance. Furthermore, families of those who were killed will each receive 200,000 Hong Kong dollars, 44,803 New Zealand dollars. While these funds offer some support, they cannot replace the lives and homes lost in this devastating fire. This tragedy raises serious questions about building safety regulations, the use of flammable materials in construction, and the effectiveness of fire prevention measures in densely populated urban areas like Hong Kong. And this is the part most people miss. Could stricter regulations and enforcement have prevented this disaster? Are current safety measures adequate to protect residents in high-rise buildings? What responsibility do construction companies and government authorities bear in ensuring the safety of residents during renovation projects? What are your thoughts on this tragedy? Do you believe enough is being done to prevent similar incidents in the future? Share your opinions and insights in the comments below.